So we can see this lovely sponsor as well. You're
This
matching.
color goes with my color.
I
Yeah.
was just going to say, you are dressed in KKR purple today.
No, I was a KKR fan to begin with. In fact, Nikhil, the first team I fell in love with in the IPL was KKR.
How come?
For
Shah Rukh
obvious
Khan.
reasons. No, Saurav Ganguly.
Oh yes, of
So
course.
KKR was my first love,
Shoaib
and
Akhtar.
Punjab was my sentimental love. I mean,
Yes.
and Delhi because this is my
Karam
Karam Bhumi, so I like Delhi also. My younger son,
Yeah.
Arav, is a huge Mumbai Indians fan.
Wow.
So I love Mumbai Indians as well. So Chennai, I like them.
which is the team you don't like?
I like everybody, yeah. And Rajasthan, I like them because Rahul travels with me,
Yeah.
and he's such a big Rajasthan Royals fan. And Rajasthan always shown the courtesy of sending
One jersey.
jerseys.
You are sold on one jersey.
One jersey. See, I'm wearing this T-shirt, but I'm not wearing a KKR jersey. I have the Punjab jerseys, by the way, with
Yeah.
me. Nikhil is also going to wear.
See
one
Rajasthan.
Huh?
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan. Rajasthan is talking to maybe Sangakkara
Giving advice of what
because
they
they've got
should
a
do.
game against Mumbai tomorrow.
Oh, big game.
This time he's somebody you can't get in touch with. So if you need him, you call him. There's
Why is
no
that?
chance.
Why?
No, he's busy, na. See, like you were
Every
telling
day-
me,
every day this
I was
time.
busy on a WhatsApp call. So that is why I went to the studios. You call him on a WhatsApp call or the normal call.
Not possible.
It is not possible.
In case people are wondering who we are talking about Rahul Rawat, who's we can see him below. We are on a higher floor.
Pedestal.
Yes. And we can see him down there. Throwing your questions, it's a Q&A. Before that, let's talk about what has happened. Yesterday's match we've spoken about, but the standout image from yesterday's match was Gautam Gambhir and MS Dhoni chatting calmly.
And the caption was good to meet you, skipper.
He later tweeted, yes.
And he put out an Instagram post also. Good game.
Yes.
But in the end, it was a game Chennai couldn't have lost because they were Chennai. Normally with Chennai, you don't associate miscalculations or misjudgments at all. They could have lost on poor play or anything else. But for them to miscalculate the last 2 overs, you had Shivam Dube, you had Mukesh Chaudhary, and that's it. I think normally you don't associate all this with Chennai. And also Nikhil, I don't know if you'd agree with me or not. I don't buy this farce of people saying कि देखो जी कप्तान वो हैं but कप्तानी वो करते हैं. That's not a good sign.
I agree with you.
If Jadeja is the captain, he must behave like one. And he must stay like one.
Yeah. He can field in the deep because, as I said, one of the best fielders. He can stand
Could
there,
have
but
been his
still,
decision. We don't know. We're not privy. We're not privy to the team's discussions. But if Jadeja was the captain, he'd bowl 2 overs for 21. Yes, there was a fear because there was dew and the side boundaries were small.
Yeah.
But there was also an opportunity for Jadeja to pick up a wicket. Even if he'd gone for runs, maybe the best possible bowler to pick the wicket would have been Jadeja and not Shivam Dube. So, I was...
No, so that's why I didn't blame Dube because it is not his fault that you gave him the 19th over. I think his primary job is batting.
It was beyond his ability.
Yeah. No, his primary job is batting. He got you the runs, quick fire runs, and that's what. So let's quickly take a few questions. Manav Bhullar says, will Bairstow play? No, he's still in quarantine. He has to finish that. So maybe next match he'll be available. UJ Army says, we both will try and answer that. Who will be your dark horse of the tournament? So you have to pick a team that right now is not looking very good, but
Gujarat. Gujarat can do well. I mean, again, if the benchmark is a team which is not, we're not looking at it to do well, but it might do well. And doing well doesn't necessarily mean winning the IPL.
Okay.
Could be finishing the top 4 or top 2 or doing well. I think Gujarat Titans. I think we underestimated them. And there were a few teams we overestimated. But I think Gujarat is one team to watch out for.
my dark horse, I've said it before, is Sunrisers Hyderabad. They are last at the table. I think had the biggest loss
9-10 Jack?
Yes, to what do you call? to Rajasthan Royals they lost to. Yeah, and that was a big margin of defeat. But I think they have a team that may surprise a few. When I say dark horse, not to win the IPL, but as Vikrant said, maybe
to do well,
to finish in the top 4. And because these are the two teams that were picked
win
to
games
be,
or to win hearts.
Yeah, these are the two teams actually, Gujarat and SRH, that everyone has picked as 9-10 or 10-9. It's interchangeable, but that's the common consensus.
I think Bangalore also, Nikhil, they'll have to
Kanav is saying
up their game. Bangalore would also have to raise the level of their game.
Yeah. Kanav Kapoor is also saying Hyderabad is dark horse. I'll agree with you. Hamare Papa Ji, I'm sure that's not your name, saying, will Chamika Karunaratne play today's game? It is a possibility that he comes in if Andre Russell is not available. There is a good chance because he has a shoulder injury. If not Karunaratne, then the other option they have is Mohammad Nabi also. So, yes.
But they already have Sunil Narain, they have Varun Chakravarti.
Yes.
So 2 spinners, 8 overs they have. Depending on the wicket and the boundaries, I think they'll have to decide. Maybe a fast bowler for a fast bowler is a better option.
Yes.
But Nabi can bat.
Yes.
Nabi can bat.
So I wonder if that is going to be the... Chirag Agarwal, is CSK the worst bowling side?
What bowlers did they have?
So they had Chaudhary, they had Ravindra Jadeja, they had Moeen Ali, they're missing Deepak Chahar.
They're missing...
Then they had, who else did they have in the game? Bravo. So
Bravo
that is the...
has had a mixed IPL so far. First game, he did pick up a few wickets. Yesterday, the batsmen were picking his slower ones quite well.
Yes.
His fitness is also a concern, but he's got the experience. And I think Chennai rely a lot on the team combination that they've been playing with for many years. They've not tried anything new. The only thing new that they've tried was Shivam Dube yesterday, and they failed. Actually, the bowling is not...
not up to the mark.
I mean, it's not somebody you can say, the bowling is not intimidating. You look at other teams, look at Kolkata, for example. I mean, they've got wicket takers. You look at Rajasthan, they've got wicket takers. I think Chennai somehow don't have the option of having wicket taking bowlers in their camp. Deepak Chahar is injured. I don't know when he's going to come back, if he's going to come back. So
Deepak Chahar believed to be back by mid-April is what we are getting to here. So they're clearly missing him. Asif is another backup guy that they can go to. Not a great option. Again, Pretorius was another one who didn't have a great game. So yes, not too many bowling options for CSK. Ashish Sonavane says, Nikhil Vikrant, 10 teams of IPL too much. Quality of cricket went down. If KL Rahul is future captain, then how long? Oh my God. Too many questions. So let's take 10 teams in the IPL. What do you make of it? I'm enjoying it actually.
Nikhil, you got more options, more opportunities for more players. So there would be a few average games.
Yes.
But this is how you raise the level of the game in your country.
Yeah, and I like teams to have certain weaknesses, which is now coming out because you've had 10 teams. So there will be a few weaknesses because you'll have some inexperienced Indian players coming. I mean, I like the IPL like that rather than packed with only top class players. This is also fun, and each team has that kind of weakness.
Mukesh Chaudhary, for instance, who knew him?
Correct.
But with nine to defend, if he defended yesterday, he would have been an overnight hero. Ayush Badoni. Even in Delhi, people didn't know him. 2 games, he's been outstanding. So this is how it goes.
Should. Super chat from Black Hat Ram. Do you guys need developer resources for Sportstack app? I'm a mobile app developer and would love to be part.
Akash,
at least meet Nikhil and Vikrant.
Yeah. No, we'll get Akash to get in touch with you.
Okay. Tanmay Sahai is saying Mumbai Indians also has a weak bowling attack. At the moment, yes, you could say that because the batting is...
But they've got one Bumrah.
Yes.
So they have one Bumrah also.
They are missing Bolt, I'm telling you. That is the biggest loss that they've had. Just as CSK is missing Hazelwood.
Their bowling is comparatively weaker than what it was. But, they had all the options. They had all the options, all the money when they went to the auction table.
Top 4 teams according to you this season. I'm not going to change my teams. I don't know.
See, if I remember correctly, I said Punjab, I said Delhi, I said one from amongst Mumbai and Chennai, and the fourth team I had said was Lucknow. So maybe one team that I think can make it to the last four, aside of these, would be Kolkata. Maybe Lucknow, I'm not very sure right now.
No, okay.
So Kolkata is one team. But again, if Russell is injured, let's say he's out for 3-4 games, it'll be a huge setback for them. Huge setback for them.
So I had picked also 4 teams.
Pat Cummins also comes back, by the way.
Yes, the 4 teams that I had picked was Delhi, Punjab, and Lucknow are the 3, and Hyderabad. So I know everyone's going to probably troll me saying, you picked Hyderabad, and Hyderabad was, as I said, 9 and 10 for most people. But I don't know. I just had a feeling this could be their year. I expected
know.
Williamson to do.
No,
very
you
well.
never know.
So I'm not going to change my prediction so early.
You never know.
In the tournament. Karan Harwani saying, will spin dominate in the later part of the IPL because of pitch deterioration? Absolutely. This is something that you got to accept because pitches do tend to slow down. They tend to wear down.
And wear and tear. And the dew will also, I won't say go entirely, it'll reduce. Yeah. It'll reduce.
And the summer heat, which is going to come, which will make it even worse.
And you're just playing at 4 venues.
Yes.
So you're not playing in multiple venues. You don't have too many days of rest in between. So
Pune especially, I mean Mumbai still remains bit of moisture because of the ocean. Pune gets very dry, so it'll get even worse, the Pune pitch going forward towards the end. I think who will win the toss and definitely win the match? Chandra Mohan.
80%.
As simple as it sounds, it's true.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
it is true. I mean, one game, the team that batted first won, but then again there have been a few close games as well. Yesterday, if Chennai had won, then dew won't have been a factor in deciding the result. That day, if KKR had won and not Bangalore, then also you would have sent the same. I think the dew dictates the play, the course of the play, but ultimately you've got to bat well, you've got to bowl well. That's it.
Simple. Tushar Pandey. Nikhil sir, can you please tell your opinion about Umesha Yadav, who was neglected in the IPL auction but now is performing exceptionally well? Can he be picked for the World Cup? Yes, in fact, we discussed this earlier on Sports Today, saying that now suddenly the options of people that we thought were certainty when it comes to Indian white ball cricket, now that pecking order has really changed drastically. We had actually listed down 9 or 10 options. Also, yes, only one was the first name, Jasprit Bumrah. And then we counted. There were 9 options, and we thought maybe 4 more at best.
Deepak Chahar would be a strong candidate.
Yes,
Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, one of the two. Harshal Patel,
Umesh Yadav, Prasidh Krishna. We went on, and there were good 9 options.
I think one good thing that's happened with Umesh is that maybe he's got a captain who's put his arm around him and told him कि तू मेरा champion है. Rather than a captain telling him यार तुझे छुपाना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. Now, same things happened with Kuldeep Yadav as well. Now, Kuldeep was playing for Kolkata, where Umesh is gone now, but with a different captain. And Kuldeep was neglected by Kolkata. He's gone to Delhi. And maybe Rishabh Pant has told him, Kuldeep, bhai, and he picked up 3 wickets. So, at times, it is important for any bowler to have a captain who understands your game, who's willing to give you that encouragement, to back you. So, it's a good opportunity for Umesh Yadav to make this count. Even if he doesn't make it to the ODI, to the T20s, maybe ODIs he can.
In fact, I'm really surprised. I was looking at a few stats of Umesh Yadav, and this is a common sort of a narrative that RCB didn't treat him well. Actually, he did very well under RCB, under Virat Kohli also. He had an outstanding season, but the following season wasn't good, and they let him go.
That season also, I think he would have 2 good balls, get 2 wickets, and then go for runs. So at times, the captain also needs to adapt and change your role. And I remember that time he was going for runs in the slog overs. So why give him slog overs at all? Make him bowl 4 overs. And this is what captains, I think, should have done with Bhuvneshwar also recently. Give him the new ball, let him bowl 4 overs, and that's it.
Deepak Taritla Taritla, okay, I hope I've got that right. Says Vikrant sir, lots of love from Hyderabad, and he said, Nikhil, sorry to say, being a Hyderabadi, this SRH team is Mazarat and fighting for wooden spoon this season. Deepak, no, you have a point. In fact, majority of people are saying that. I just felt that this could be the season. Though, what I'm also getting to hear that not everything is all right within the camp, and we heard these stories last time around. Simon Katic leaving. Yes, Simon Katic leaving. Just on the verge of the season starting. I was listening to a interview by Watson where he said that there were signs that things are not great, and Katic left, and he said Katic is one of the most amiable guys that gets along with most people.
After the auctions.
Yeah, he said that whatever we had planned, things weren't done. But there's a sharp cricketing brain in Muthaiya Muralidharan. Tom Moody I've worked a lot with. I think he's really, really sharp. I think they've got a good bunch of youngsters.
He's been with Hyderabad for a long time.
But they let him go in the middle.
And then he
got him back. Yeah. I just feel that if the youngsters of Hyderabad have a good time, you never know. And anyway, they are my dark horses. KKR versus Punjab, due playing a huge role in Mumbai matches, but Kolkata Eden Garden playoff, that's good. Team divided into two, but 1 point table showing. Did you understand that question?
No.
I didn't too. Sorry, Annapurna delicacies.
But due will be a factor.
Yes. Okay. Ehsan Makbul, why did they take Russell? उसका हर सीजन का इंजरी इश्यूज है. He takes money, but if batsman will not play Narayan, his action is illegal. No, Narayan has worked on his action. I don't think there's an issue with Narayan's action.
He doesn't play international cricket.
Yes.
For the
fear of action. But I think he's worked on his action. He said he's changed, and then he had a dip in his form, but now back to full fitness.
What on the umpiring, Nikhil?
Umpiring is the word which was used by a friend from Hyderabad. Mazrat. Absolutely Mazrat.
I mean, yesterday, Virender Sharma, a former Himachal player, I think 3 decisions were overturned or 2 decisions were overturned.
Yes.
I mean, you can't be as horrible as you've been. And it's not the first time, but he's still umpiring.
We know how that happens, and anyone, as Vikrant was pointing out earlier, that anyone in terms of the ranking of umpires that is done in domestic cricket, even a guy who may be ranked 25 can go in, and the guy ranked 5 may not get a chance. Who decides that? I don't know. That's a question directed to the BCCI. A very interesting question, Black Hat Ram. And what he is saying actually was a thought that I had this morning, because I was thinking about this game, Venkatesh Iyer, and he's saying exactly what I thought. Maybe we can look to answer that. He's saying Venkatesh Iyer rose to prominence as an impact opener in 2021, but the Indian team management has started using him as a finisher in T20s. Has it confused his mindset? And here are 2 games where he's not looked the Venkatesh Iyer.
Yeah. Actually true.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. Maybe
actually true.
Sending him down this morning.
Actually true.
Yeah, maybe he might just say no, opening is my option, but then that middle order gets interesting. With Hardik Pandya firing, looking very, very good. That day he was timing the ball outstandingly well.
But that is why I did say that Gujarat were the dark horses because of Hardik, the way he played that game.
Yeah. There's a question here. Jigar Banker says CSK should have played Jordan yesterday. Why 3 foreigners only? I agree actually. Though I was looking at Jordan's stats, last 2-3 years he's barely been picking up wickets. He averages less than a wicket per game. In fact, the last tour that he played against the West Indies, did out of the 4 matches, I think 3 matches he went wicketless. So he's not picking up a lot of wickets. Maybe it's the current form that they've looked at, but still I would go for him. I know Chaudhary had a decent game, but if you can play a 4th foreigner, wouldn't you go with someone like
it has to be, it has to be Jordan, or because the death bowling is a concern. If somebody like MS Dhoni or Jadeja could miscalculate yesterday, they would definitely need someone who can bowl the last overs if Deepak Chahar is not there. And Jordan, again, like Bravo, can bat well. Bravo, they're not using him at all.
Yeah.
So that is
in
also
batting,
a
yes.
That's also a surprise.
Sorry, Annapurna was trying to point out that in the broadcasters' points table, they're only showing 1 point table showing after the match results, but there are 2 groups. Why not show it like that? Why they're showing it like that is because at the end the top 4 teams will go, irrespective of the group is only made for the scheduling of the matches, who plays who. At the end it could be 4 teams from the same group also. So I don't know whether that's possible mathematically. All 4 from the same. It is mathematically. I don't know. That is one subject I was rather poor.
No, not 4, but 3 can.
Yeah. Mathematically maybe an issue.
Yeah,
exactly. Agrim Tripathi has a very interesting question. He's like, yesterday CSK was not able to defend 210 runs. Why are they not trolled like RCB? When RCB cannot, everyone trolls them, laughs at them.
But we've been critical
Why-
of CSK.
why not?
I don't know about the others,
Rashika, good question.
but we've been critical of the decision to give Shivam Dubey the ball. I mean, whosoever decided that, if it was Dhoni or Jadeja. But I think Dhoni's won hearts. And I think, but so has Virat. I don't know if it is the fashion.
Sir, you are in Ayush Pandey in purple shirt. Are you supporting KKR? You answered that, but you can answer it again.
No, Ayush, I'm supporting KKR, but I'm with Punjab today. But I do like KKR a lot.
He is been so diplomatic. He's taken every team's name at the start of the video.
The
I like
reason
this one. I like that
decided
one.
to wear this jersey was because, let me put it on record, KKR was actually my first love because of Saurav Ganguly, and then Punjab was inevitable.
Yeah.
It had to happen. You know?
Absolutely. Jasnoor says, Nikhil sir, I think Thikshana could have played yesterday. I agree. I've been advocating for Thikshana. He should play. He's a good power play bowler, a mystery bowler. So he should have been played. Could have done very well.
कल की तैयारी है ना?
Okay, let's take Nirupam Yadav's question. Do you think Umran, he's written Akmal, but you mean Malik, I'm guessing. Yeah, so I'm just correcting him. Could he be selected in the Indian team if he ends up picking up a lot of wickets this IPL?
Well, he was already with,
net
the team,
bowler, yeah.
with the team in South Africa, and he started very well. In fact, he was very impressive that game. He's got a good action. You never know. And he did pick wickets in the Ranji Trophy. Don't forget that.
Okay, Karthik points out a very interesting thing. He's saying this bowling selection on 19th and 20th over, he's referring to the CSK game, is always surprising. I remember they introduced spin in the last over 2020 IPL in the UAE due to Bravo fitness. That one over messed up for CSK, but I think that was the game Bravo got injured. So that time they had no
Mid-game,
option.
anything can
Yeah,
happen.
this time it wasn't the
But
case.
this would have been pre-planned.
Yeah, and you miscalculated. Rahul Vasudev says, for the first impression of all side, which side looked best, maybe top two, and which looked worse, bottom two? Can you guess that? This probably will be the last question. We'll do.
Rajasthan's looked good. Punjab has looked good.
Yes.
The rest of the teams, I think they'll have to catch up. Punjab, if they lose today, they would have lost one. But they are an enterprising team. They do look like a good team, like Rajasthan does. But again, Rajasthan and Punjab, where they would struggle is the lack of experience in, as a team playing the qualifiers and the top four games.
Yeah.
Mumbai, Chennai, even if they don't have the players, still have the experience. They know how to create a situation where they can go into the qualifiers. So that's the one good thing with them.
Yeah. Ayush Pandey says, will Besto get a chance to play today? So no, he's still in quarantine. He's not available.
Rabada is.
Yeah, Rabada will get a chance. Annapurna says, in Gamezy app, can I get extra cash for playing? Yes, you can. If you download the Gamezy app through the link in the descriptor of any of the Sports Today videos, then you do.
I'll take your leave.
Who should I?
Okay.
ठीक है. I'll just finish one or two questions.
Chalo, bye.
And then,
Take you. See you.
so, who should I select as captain and vice captain in today's match? Why teams are bowling extra like no balls? Who should you select as captain and vice captain in today's game? Interesting. I don't know. Kagiso Rabada is coming, so that's one guy you could really look at. In terms of maybe Mayank Agarwal, Shikhar Dhawan, one of them to be your captain may not be a bad idea. I'm going for more Punjab players. Is Faf and Jadeja captaining freely? Faf is captaining freely. I did see Virat Kohli contribute in some decision, but not so much, not as much as what we are saying in the Chennai camp. So Faf, yes, I think he's captaining freely. In fact, I really enjoy his demeanor of laughing, smiling as he's been doing. But as far as you spoke about Ravindra Jadeja, no, I think Ravindra Jadeja has just been put there as a figurative captain, and I think most of the captaincy is being done by MS Dhoni. Yash is saying, according to you, why reporters from certain part of India support players from those areas is just sponsor chains. No, Yash, there is no truth to that. I don't think I am from one part of the area. That doesn't necessarily mean I will support teams from that area. I haven't seen reporters do based on the areas they come. Sometimes in IPL, what happens, if you're, let's say, from Bengal, you'll naturally end up supporting KKR. If you're from Punjab, you'll naturally end up supporting that. As long as it does not show in your reporting, then it would be fine. Apart from that, a casual supporting of a team is nothing wrong. Amrik Singh, Johnny for Rajapakshe, not today because Johnny Bairstow is not available, and Rajapakshe had a great game last time. If he has another great game, then there will be a bit of a headache for the Punjab team that once Bairstow is available, how to fit him in. I'm sure they can find a way to do that because today Rabada comes in, I think, for Sandeep Sharma, but the foreigner slot will be very interesting. Harsh Verma says, why do you underestimate RCB? I'm not underestimating RCB. I think they're a very good team. They could be a team that could make the top four, provided the bowling is something I think which is a bit of a weak area. So if they sort that out, then I don't see any reason. I don't underestimate it. The only thing that goes against them is the fact that they've not won a single title so far. So that's something, people also look into consideration. Your pedigree really matters. All right, I'll take the last couple of questions. Is Robin Uthappa retired? Can he open for India in T20 World Cup? No, Robin is not retired. Of course, he can be available for selection, but how do you bring him back when you have so many other top level guys that are there? The opener slot is already a lot of fight. Someone like a Mayank Agarwal doesn't find a spot into that Indian white ball team. How do you suddenly look at Robin Uthappa? But yes, if he, let's say, has an outstanding IPL, like far ahead of everyone else, who knows? He could still be in contention, but no, he's not retired. Yash says, thank you, Nikhil, for your honest answers. That's exactly what we try to do. We are live every day on Sports Today, before the match, in the middle of the match, at the end. So we look forward to your company. We'll try and keep it as real, as honest as possible. Finally, taking Deepak Singh's comment, he says, curse of Raina is real in 2020. Tell you what, Deepak, we mentioned it in our show last evening that maybe it is the curse of Raina. I don't know. I'm not saying emotionally, but the kind of he had one bad season. That was the last season. Clearly, he could have found a team. If CSK didn't want to go for him, though I would have liked for them to have gone for him. If not CSK, at least there were other teams that could have gone. And there are lots of teams where I find a lot of loopholes in terms of that middle order Indian batting. Clearly, Suresh Raina would have been far better than a lot of other names. I'm sure he deserved a place in the team. One bad season and he's completely been discarded. That I thought was rather unfortunate. Ayush Pandey says Jadeja's body language didn't look good while captaining. I agree. So that's why I'm saying that he seemed like a very casual captain. I understand that he's the best fielder, so he has to be fielding in the boundary, and so he cannot make those communications, and which MS Dhoni does. But even then, I would like for him to be more active. As we discussed earlier, if he is the captain, he should have said, no, I will bowl the 19th over. Why give Dubey? I'm not blaming Dubey because it wasn't his fault. He's not a primary bowler. His job is actually to get you runs, which he did. But you give him that over at that last moment to bowl. He went for those many runs. And I think that was a wrong call. Not so much Dubey's fault, but wrong captaincy. Tushar Agi says, Nikhil, how are you? Is CSK confusing players between Dhoni and Jadeja's captaincy? See, Tushar, this is the last answer. See, you got to understand that CSK have been an MS Dhoni team. They carry that philosophy. We knew that he may have captained half this season and the rest of the season someone like a Ravindra Jadeja would have taken over. Why were they doing it? Is because they are not very confident with Ravindra Jadeja the captain. Why? Because Ravindra Jadeja the captain hasn't captained at any level. Just a couple of under 19 games, that's all. Not even at a first class level. So you can understand why CSK may have been a bit wary giving that captaincy to him. But what they thought, with someone like an MS Dhoni around, he could guide him, teach him the nitty gritties of captaincy, decision making that you need to have in a quick fire T20 game. So all of that they thought will happen gradually. Maybe that's still the part of the plan. Maybe they're still doing it. Maybe they want half the decisions are being taken by someone like a Ravindra Jadeja, half have been taken by someone like MS Dhoni. So there's a mix and match, but they're trying to have this transition. That transition will take time because, as you know, he's not a natural captain, but that's the decision that CSK has taken. They want to go with a true blue CSK player like Ravindra Jadeja is, and maybe just give him some time. Yes, I agree that at the moment he's not looking like a great captain, but you never know. Maybe in the future, once someone like an MS Dhoni is not there, and then he's the one who has to take all these decisions independently, and that load of not looking at MS Dhoni is not on his head. Maybe then he comes into his own. He becomes his own man, takes his own decision. But we'll have to wait for that to happen. That will only happen once MS Dhoni is not playing, and that could be as early as next year. On that note, I'm going to bid goodbye to all of you, because in 5 minutes we're going to be live building up to the match. I'll be live from the studio with my team. All of us have a lot of fun, so let's build up to that game that's coming up where Punjab will be playing KKR. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Bye.